Josh Raker and Cowboy Hat Sales coming to you with another episode of Know Your Market. So today we're going to be talking about the August 2018 market and what happened compared to August of 2017. So let's start with Metropolis. That's where we started last time. The average list price for the past month was $102,889 compared to 2017, which was $105,435. The real difference is in the sold price. The sold price this past month was a little over $66,000, to where in August of 2017 it was a little over $87,000. So quite a difference there. The average days on market is when you list the house until you sell the house. This past month, the average was 131 days versus 107 this time last year. Active listings on the market in August of this year was 99 versus last year it was 77. New listings that came on the market in August, there were 22 versus 19. If you'll remember the segment of last month that I did for July, there was just so many houses that come on the market in July, where the prior year there hadn't been that many, which to me was an indicator that homes are starting to slow down in their sales. Sold, we had 12 houses that sold in August this past month, and the prior year we had 9. So that's the statistics for the Metropolis residential market. Let's back up a little bit and let's look at Southern Illinois as a whole, the Egyptian Board of Realtors. Basically, that's everything from I-64 south for the most part. The average list price for this past month was $128,414. So it's a little higher than what the Metropolis market is. The average sold price was almost $102,000. That's kind of a big difference there when we were at 66. So we're 60 some odd percent of the average for Southern Illinois. Days on market was 160, so overall a little higher than what ours was. But as far as total listings, total active listings at the end of August was 2,468 properties. There were 501 new properties that came to market, as well as 337 properties that were sold in the Egyptian Board, the Southern Illinois area last month. When you compare that to the same time frame of 2017, really nothing's changed. A couple $1,000s here, 6 days difference on days in market. There were 40 new listings last year that come on versus this year. So really the market held its own in Southern Illinois. Let's switch over and let's look at the national market and kind of see a little bit of what happened there. So August 2018 across the United States, the median list price, get this, is $295,000. So quite a bit higher average for the country than it is for us here. You have to take into account places like Chicago, Boston, New York City, Charlotte, Atlanta, Nashville, Denver, Dallas, Houston. I could go on and on. Los Angeles, California. So there's lots of big cities that are going to have a much higher average than what we do. Average days on market's a lot different than ours. They only have an average on market of 61 days. So that tells you the market is humming along pretty good. Though we're not seeing it here, and I'm going to come back to the Metropolis market, and we're going to talk a little bit about why I feel, based on facts, that the market's different here than it is in most other places. And active listings across the country there's a whopping 1.55 million properties, residential properties on the market as of August of 2018. Seems like quite a few. Overall, the economists are saying that inventory is low, so 1.5 million might sound like a lot, but actually that's low. And the low inventory continues to drive the national real estate market. I think it's forecast for the end of 2018 to be an increase of property values by 5.5%. The forecast for 2019 is to be another increase of 5%. So the market's looking pretty healthy across the country. Just that's not exactly what we're seeing here in Metropolis and Southern Illinois. So let's talk about that just a little bit and see what we can't come up with. What's happened in Metropolis in the last 2 or 3 years that have affected us? We've had a lot of plants. There's 4 or 5 major plants in Massac County, and all of those have had layoffs at some point or another. We even had one plant that's closed its doors, maybe not permanently, at least we hope not, but those contribute a lot of money into our local economy. Those families live in our economy. They have kids in the school. They eat out. They do sports. They buy utilities. So that's one big indicator in our market here in Metropolis that I think we've suffered from is due to the shrinkage or the contraction of good jobs. Number 2, they talk about millennials. You've probably heard talk about millennials until you're blue in the face. But let's just talk about a segment of the population that are going to be first-time home buyers or are first-time home buyers and what they're looking for. They're looking for an entry-level home. When you look at the 99 properties that we had on the market in August that we were trying to sell, what was the demographics of those properties? What were the characteristics? More than half of those homes were built before 1950, and a lot of them were built before the 1920s. Most of them are 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Some are 3-bedroom, 1-baths. And let's face it, the first-time home buyer is not looking for those types of homes. They're looking for something that is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, that's going to be more modern, more up-to-date. They're looking in the price range of the $100,000 to $125,000, something that they can get a mortgage on and afford the payment, still have a car payment, still have 2 kids, and be able to go out and eat on the weekend. So if you look around Metropolis, we don't have those type of homes. It's kind of a gap in there. We've got a lot of homes over here, and we've got a lot of homes above it, but in that middle, we don't have a lot of those. So to me, that is a lot of why Metropolis has the characteristics of sales and listings that we have. Is number 1, we're missing certain types of properties in our market, and we've had a change in our job market in the last 2 or 3 years. So that is the market segment for August of 2018. If you've listened to it this far, I greatly appreciate it. If you'd hit the like button or hit the share button, most of all, if you liked it, leave me a comment. Say, hey, I like what you've got to say, or hey, would you talk about this, or do you have questions? I love to field questions. It drives for future videos. So just take a moment. It'll only take a second to do it. Leave me a comment down there. I hope you have a great day. And remember, my name is Josh Rager and Cowboy Hat Sales. We're here in Metropolis, Illinois, serving Southern Illinois and Western Kentucky. And y'all have a blessed day.